I don't know, but she's the only girl that ever walked down the stairs on Christmas morning and heard shame, shame, shame. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the podcast of Atonement here on the Caviar Podcast Network. I'm Tiny, your host. With me, as always, Adam Levy. Adam, how are you this evening?
I'm good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm well, sir. You look fantastic. You look tan. You look rested. You look ready.
Well, it's because it's hot as fuck out here right now.
Right?
I don't even have to work on a tan. I just step outside, I'm brown.
For those of you who don't know, Adam's out there in California, where it's 150 billion degrees.
Yeah, it's hot as balls out here right now.
Is there a fire anywhere close to your home right now?
Not at the moment, no.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Stay safe, sir.
It is that time of year.
It is. Oh, I keep watching the news and I laugh every time that I'm not there. Joining us tonight, we got us a very special guest. We got Austin Burkhart from the Classy Nerd Podcast. Is that correct?
Yep.
Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
Classy Nerd Talk, right?
Classy Nerd Talk.
All right. Well, he's going to sit in with as we talk a little Game of Thrones, getting ready for next.
I'm not sure what he's doing here because we're not classy last time I checked.
We're not either. We're pretty bad.
This usually comes with a TVMA warning that Mike's going to cuss, and he's going to cuss a lot.
No.
Yeah.
But see, I got new neighbors that live downstairs, so I have to try to be quiet. And I walked out, and I was like, am I being quiet enough? And she's like, all I can hear you yell is fucking wormholes, so don't yell. Well, okay, not wormholes. Cool. There's a little wormhole discussion. We'll get to it. But so what we're going to do is we're just going to hop, skip, and jump around Westeros, Essos, and all areas in between where our characters are currently before the season premiere next week, which has me 3/4 erect.
Yeah.
If I have to go back to the old Hustler video, how they used to grade the videos was on erection scale. I'd say 3/4 erect for the season premiere.
Yeah, I'm with you on there. I'm looking forward to it. It's been what, almost a year since almost a year now.
A year.
I mean, they sure take their sweet ass time between seasons.
Dude, I have a Sopranos tattoo. Don't tell me about that.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a chat room person. Welcome.
Oh,
I'm so happy. That's like, it's such a good thing for us.
Ah.
All right. So where do you want to start? Austin, why don't you pick the spot? We'll go from there.
I think we should go with Winterfell right now.
All right.
Let's figure out everything that's going on.
John. There's a couple people up there currently. Littlefinger, that little fucking bastard, is up there.
Yeah, he's one of the shady. He's probably the shadiest person in all of Westeros. I mean, that guy is he is the biggest snake out of any of the characters on the show. And that guy would fuck his own grandmother to get onto the throne.
Yeah, he wants to sit on an iron throne with Sansa at his side. And I love that she was like, "Oh, bitch, no."
Well, I mean, and his motivation for that is the sickest, because he couldn't have her mom, so he figures, well, if I can't have her mom, I might as well take the daughter.
And then she ended up didn't he end up killing her aunt?
Yeah, he killed her aunt.
Like the moon. Oh my god!
He threw out the moon door. Yeah, and now he's kind of raising her crazy ass kid.
I was addicted to her.
Have to reply. In the chat room, it says Lady Marmont will straighten shit out. I fucking fully agree with that. 100%. I back that play.
I saw
on my list.
The most accurate description I saw of Lady Marmont was she was the character voted last season as the person people most wanted to be when they grew up.
100%. I have her on our list that we will discuss later, who will marry Jon Snow. And she has to be considered a legitimate contender.
She is 10 years old, and she's got more balls than half those people that were in that room.
Yeah.
She made half the room stand up and declare Jon Snow the king of the North.
Yeah, seriously.
The bastard of the North. So John, obviously we're covering this as we do this, but recently defeating Ramsay in the Battle of the Bastards, he's taken back Winterfell. He banishes Melisandre because Davos just walks in and throws her under a fucking bus.
To be fair, she kind of earned that one, though. I love Melisandre. She's one of those characters she's a very interesting character throughout the series, you know, being at the right place at the right time.
Who would you rather, Melisandre with the necklace, Melisandre without the necklace?
Oh, God, with the necklace. She should never, ever take that thing off. Or if she does, make sure there's not cameras rolling.
I wonder if she would pull pranks on you, like when you fall asleep and then the next morning she just has it off. You're like, fuck!
Yeah, like you like in mid-coitus, like she just takes the necklace off and be like, "Gah!" Just kills the erection right there.
Kills it? What are you talking about? This is the time. This is the time for your Betty White Golden Girl fantasies to come true.
No, but see, like, no, she looks more like, you know, the other 3 Golden Girls that are dead.
Well, yeah, it's like fucking B. Arthur now, but still be fun. Yeah, so, but I love that he tells Melisandre to kick bricks, and she like hops on a horse and bails.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you know, he saved her life at least, because Davos wanted to kill her. Davos just wanted her dead. You know, right then and there. So Jon is at least, you know, had the decency to say, "Look, get the fuck out. You can live. Don't ever come back here. We see you again, you're dead."
Okay. All right. I want to see where Melisandre ends up.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting question.
And I want to see who she runs into on the road, because that is my thought. She will end up running into Arya.
You know what? I actually have an idea based on the previews we've seen from this new season where she might end up.
Where's that?
She's going to end up with the Brotherhood Without Banners.
With the Hound?
The Hound, Beric Dondarrion, Thoros Amir. Because there's a couple previews where you see Beric wielding a flaming sword, which is one of the things that she keeps talking about. So it's entirely possible we might see her join that group at some point in the season.
All right, I'm down with that. I can be with the. They have to do something with them because they've set them up to be a part of it. And granted, they went away from them for 5 seasons, but they did the same thing with Gendry, and I'm sure he's coming back.
Oh, he's definitely coming back this season.
Yeah, he's Gendry and Benjen. Yeah, okay. Anyway,
well, he's been. They've already announced that he's back in the season.
Did they really?
Yeah, he's been seen on set. He's been filming. Gendry is back.
Shit.
Yeah, he's gonna look like fucking Popeye from Rowan for like 6 seasons.
Right? He's gonna have huge forearms like. Who would win in an arm wrestling match? Popeye, Gendry, or Yara?
I gotta give it to Yara.
Yeah,
I gotta go Yara. Yeah, like a Westeros. So
well, at least out of the Krakens, out of the Greyjoy clan.
Well, all right, but really, Theon's not measuring up.
No.
So Jon becomes the king of the North thanks to Lady Marmont. Thank you very much. The Marmonts, they're just good people.
Well,
except for Jorah,
two of the 3 Mormonts, I'd say have been really good people. One of them's a little bit shady.
Speaking of the other, the Lord Commander Mormont, that dude was on Big Brother UK. I'm not lying. Fucking James Cosmo, the Lord Commander, was on Big Brother UK, and he was awesome. And at one point, he had to walk this little Sebastian dog through the Big Brother house, and he's walking it. And he's like, "The Lord Commander and his trusty steed." I fucking died.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
He was good. So who else is up there? Sansa's up there. She's got a whole different thing going on. First, she made Ramsay puppy chow.
Yeah,
and, that was
good for her. I think that was the most fitting way to send Ramsay out of this world.
Yes, agreed, 100%.
Is that the fair price to pay for wedding night rape?
Yeah.
Well, but he got the final laugh in that one, though. He got a total final laugh out of that one. So, because at the end of
final laugh.
Yeah, because when he's about to be eaten, he tells Sansa now you have a part of me inside of you. So she's pregnant.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's not going to happen.
No. I think Jon Snow would punch her in the stomach if he saw her starting the show, you know?
She's going to fall down the stairs on her way to the abortion clinic on that one. I'm sorry. Oops.
Yeah. Yeah, the line of Boltons is done.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any way we can see Sansa give birth to a Bolton offspring. No. Oh, that would be horrible. Poor girl. She's been through enough. Let her have
I'd rather see her give birth to, one of Littlefinger's kids before Ramsay Bolton.
Littlefinger's little finger. I mean, I know I'm supposed to hate that guy because, that's the way he's written, but fuck, I hate that guy.
Do you hate him more than Joffrey? Do you hate him more than Joffrey was?
No, I love Joffrey.
Oh, okay. Then that totally changes the game.
Joffrey was one of the most compelling characters on the show. Getting rid of Joffrey changed the whole game.
Yeah.
Anybody that would take out the lovely tinted Roz with a crossbow. I fucking love Joffrey.
That kid did love his crossbow.
Yeah. Right after Joffrey's death, I wore a shirt to Bonnaroo with a picture of Joffrey's death face. Just that was all that was on the shirt, was just his death face, and people loved it.
Nice. Well, at the NHL All-Star game back in January, I saw a guy wearing a shirt that had the Hound on it, and the caption said "Fuck the Kings."
That's pretty good.
I had to give him props for that one.
That is really good. There's this bit with poor Sansa and Littlefinger at the Weirwood tree, and he makes his move, and he's like, "I'm gonna sit on the Iron Throne, and you're gonna be on my side." She's like, "Bitch, no, no, not at all. I don't know." No.
Basically, she gave him the bye Felicia, and sent him on his way.
Bye Felicia. She's like, "Thanks for the army, but bye Felicia."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she friend-zoned him harder than Daenerys friend-zoned Jorah Mormont.
And when that begs the question, who will inevitably end the life of Littlefinger? Because it has to happen in the next 15.
It's gonna be Lyanna it's gonna be Lyanna Stark's son. It's gonna be the crazy little kid that Littlefinger's mother got thrown out.
Jr. or Aaron's offspring.
Yeah,
Robin Aaron.
Yeah, Robin. I think Robin's gonna do it.
No. No.
I think that'd be the funniest way to see him go out.
Okay, maybe the funniest. But there's no justice in that. Austin, would you feel good with that death?
Well, he did kill his mom. He did throw his mom out a fucking door.
That's true. He did. So
So Robin Aaron's got a legitimate beef.
He's crazy. He likes his mom's breast milk. Why wouldn't he throw someone out the door?
Hey, let's say you're born to Christina Hendricks. Are you not going to try to suck on them things as long as you can?
I'd still be doing it now, man. I'm 38 years old, man.
That's true.
So
it's true.
No, don't blame the kid. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Sorry, mom had a nice rack. She's going to keep giving out the goodies. Cool on in.
Yeah, but I mean, if that milk was making little Robin as crazy as she was, it's a good thing you stopped drinking.
No, I don't think Robin Aaron will get to kill Littlefinger. I think that the greatest joy would come from Sansa doing it.
Maybe, but I don't think. I mean, she does have a little bit of a reason because he did sell her off to the Boltons. Mm-hmm. But I can't see her. She's not the murdery type. She's
I don't know. I think Dark Sands is pretty. She's got the Phoenix Force and all that. I think
I think that's what we want, but I don't think that's what they're going to give us, though, because I really think that they're probably going to go with someone else killing him. Man, there's so many people that hate that guy. Like a lot of people hate that guy. So I don't know. I don't know.
He's probably going to die old and happy in his whorehouse.
No way. I would have said Roz, but Joffrey took that away from me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Dick.
What's up with the show killing off all the hot women, man?
Oh, yeah, right?
They haven't. Daenerys is still there.
Well, they're still a scum, but like, you pretty much figure it's like, oh, she's hot, she's gonna die.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, we all miss Marjorie. Let's face it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I know.
She didn't do anything wrong.
All she did was her only crime was loving people.
So many. My favorite line from Marjorie was when she's like, "No, you can still fuck my brother. I don't care about that."
Yeah,
like whatever, man. That's fine. I just want to be the queen.
Yeah, good old Renly Baratheon, man. They're taking it back to season 1.
The chat room has a interesting theory here. They predict for the show is that Drogon will melt the Iron Throne, and either Cersei will or will not be sitting on it at the time. Okay. That's all right. I can't buy that. Somebody's got to be sitting on it at the end of this.
Yeah.
That's what we want. It's got to be. All right.
I want it to be the biggest troll moment in history. What I want it to happen, like the biggest thing I want is just like winter comes, kills everyone, and then they show one shot of the Iron Throne and George R. R. Martin sitting there smoking a cigar, and he's just like, "Fuck you all."
I think it could pan around from the back of it, from the back of the throne, and you'd see the knives. Like, hold on, I can do this. All right, so it's like panning around the back, right? And it's panning around and it's panning around. And it comes up, and M. Night Shyamalan is sitting in the throne. And he goes, "It's a twist."
I would throw something through my TV if that happened.
What's going to happen is 5 people will be running for it, and it'll go to black, and it'll say directed by David Chase.
Oh, ouch! HBO's one of HBO's biggest blunders.
All right. I'm sure I'm going to get "fucker, you ruined my show." There's a comment from my girl. So I think that covers everybody that's up there at Winterfell currently.
Yeah, so it's Jon Snow. Well, Jon Snow as he's known now. We're gonna find out what his real name is here some point this season.
All right, so interesting theory here. Let's we can deal with Bran right now. He's north of the wall. He gets dropped off near the wall by Uncle Benjen. Is it Uncle Benjen or Uncle Benjen Zombie? I don't fucking know.
Well, it's the way he was brought back the same way the White Walkers were created, by putting obsidian through his heart. They show the flashback of how the kids created the White Walkers, and it was described that he did the same thing to him. So he's kind of like one of the early White Walkers. He's alive. He still has his consciousness. He's not crazy evil like the King of the North or the Night King. What?
He said he's going back to help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because he can't cross the wall.
Mm-hmm.
At least not yet.
Oh, that was Biller. That was Biller in the chat room.
You didn't realize that?
I did not.
I knew right away.
I had no idea. Oh, well, many predictions, Mr. Biller. Oh. We'll get him on the show.
Yeah, definitely. We got to get him on.
All right, so Bran gets dropped off by the wall by Uncle Benjen, and he goes back to, I don't know, do whatever he does north of the wall.
Are we going to talk about the worst thing that happened north of the wall this season?
No, I don't want to talk about it. I didn't watch that episode. I don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry. The door is off limits. What's that shirt?
The shirt says, "Some heroes wear capes and the other ones hold the door."
Nice.
Yeah.
Which that kind of got annoying after a while, because so many people watched that episode and they used that phrase like every time they opened up a door for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it happened.
Poor Willis.
I hate when the fucking Muggles take one of our things and go with it.
Yeah, they're just commandeering our geek culture for their own selfish means.
Tell me how fucking good Wonder Woman was. I know how good Wonder Woman was. By the way, Wonder Woman was pretty fucking good.
Still haven't seen it yet.
I dragged the girl to go see it.
I mean, I'll see it eventually. Just one of those things, you know. I'm so disillusioned with DC right now that even though I know I've heard nothing but good things about this, it's going to make me regret seeing it because then I'm going to want more good movies from them, and they're not going to deliver them.
Yeah, because Justice League looks like a huge blunder.
Huh? Yeah.
Does your podcast often go off the rails into conversations that have nothing to do with the show?
Yes, it does completely because
right,
I am a huge.
Yeah. So Mike, we shouldn't feel so bad about doing this every show.
Goes off the rails.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Bran is back at the wall.
Yeah.
Uncle Benji drops him off. He goes, does his thing, puts his hand on the weirwood tree. Bam. He gets transported to the wormholes. He gets transferred to the Tower of Joy through time and space. We see young Ned. We see Lyanna bleeding out. Obviously, she's given birth to a young child. We don't know who that child is. Who could it possibly be? Are you fucking kidding me? This is R plus L
confirmation of the long-held theory that R plus L equals J.
Theory in Game of Thrones history, and it finally bears fruit, and fanboys and girls delight with joy, even though it's never actually said.
No, but I mean, and this is the. But the R plus L equals J was the longest held theory. The second one, I mean, I wouldn't say it was longest held, but the one that I've been waiting for confirmation for a while was Benjen Stark as Cold Hands. Because that's been, since book 3 or so of the series when they introduced the character who helps them out, and they've never said who he was. Finally kind of getting that confirmation that this is Cold Hands, that he was Benjen Stark, that he's still alive on the other side of the wall, was something that we've been waiting for a while.
Book characters.
He was in the first season.
It's no Lady Stoneheart.
Spoilers. Book spoilers.
No spoiler. Catch up or be left behind.
For that.
All right, so it's obvious she's given birth to Jon Snow. All right, I postulate a question.
Okay.
Are you sure that the R in R plus L equals J is not Robert?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, this is what started the whole war. This was, this was Lyanna Stark, yeah.
From Robert.
Yeah.
So why could that seed not have been Robert's? Discuss.
I really don't, because it doesn't do anything for the story. Because having Jon be a Targaryen gives him a claim to the throne.
So does being Robert's son.
No, because Robert was the usurper. Robert really didn't have a claim. Robert stole the throne. The Targaryens, held it originally. They've held it for...
So you say Gendry has no claim to the throne?
I honestly don't think so. Especially as a bastard, they really shouldn't have a claim. But even this way, if you look at it, Jon as a Targaryen is still a bastard because Rhaegar was still married to the Dornish woman. So he's a bastard Targaryen.
Well, he's the White Wolf, bro. It's always going to be the White Wolf.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jon has he's part Targaryen, part Stark. He's got ties to both things. I mean, there's one thing that they keep talking about, they keep mentioning that they haven't explained why yet, but that always needs to be a Stark in Winterfell. And there are theories as to why this has to be, that there is some specific reason why there has to be a Stark in Winterfell. Some kind of protection or some mystical thing that protects, the realm south of the wall. Who knows? But him being a Stark, Sansa back there now kind of fulfills that whole Stark in Winterfell theory. But we're still waiting for an explanation as to why. But with Jon being part Targaryen and part Stark, he can fulfill both roles. He's got a claim to the throne. He's got ties to Daenerys that gives her another ally. Okay. I mean, even if he wasn't Targaryen, he'd still be an ally with her because he wants to see Cersei dead just as much as everybody else does.
All right. So Austin, does this, if he is Rhaegar's son, does this give a marriage to Dany any, hindrance as they are cousins? Does that matter in a land where Cersei and Jaime exist?
Well, no. Can I say something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
The Targaryens like to keep it in the family.
Yeah, we know that.
So if he is Targaryen, him and Daenerys they're going to Bone Town.
At some point, a marriage is going to happen. Dany's getting married. Snow's got to get married.
Yeah.
Sansa's got to get married. These three things will happen by the end of this.
Yeah.
So Jon's going to marry one of those two.
Yeah. If anything, I think Jon's going to marry Daenerys.
If Bran comes back from the Weirwood tree and goes to Winterfell and says, Jon, you're not a Stark. You're our Targaryen Stark/Stark.
Yeah.
Like, now you're a cousin to either girl. So either way, I guess it's going down for a cousin.
Well, I mean, the Starks didn't need to keep it in the family. It's just the Targaryens, because the Targaryens are crazy and they didn't want their bloodline being mixed. But, Rhaegar didn't give a shit about that because he had half Dornish kids and he has, a half Stark kid. Mm-hmm. So, that whole thing didn't really matter too much to him. But like Mad King Aerys, that his whole bloodline going back, they were pretty much all keeping it in the family.
There's just nobody left for Sansa to marry.
Well, I mean, she can marry any one of the other houses in the north. She doesn't have to marry she doesn't have to marry a Stark. As long as she has to marry Stark,
we don't want her to marry Stark.
No,
for political gain. But who's left to marry? There's not a Tyrell worth marrying. There's not a Lannister.
there's only Lady Olenna Tyrell left, or she's the only Tyrell left.
All the other Tyrells went up in the Septum of Baelor or the Temple of Baelor.
Yeah. I mean, maybe
really her options become quite limited.
Yeah.
And what's the redheaded wildling guy that's going to hook up with Brienne?
Oh, yeah. Oh shit, what's his name?
What is his name? I don't remember.
Tormund Giantsbane.
Yeah,
there you go. Tormund.
That was one of my favorite scenes in the entire season. Is when Brienne shows up at the wall and Tormund looks at her and he's just got that he's like, I'm gonna have some of that.
Good for him. I gotta give him some.
Just that look on his face, man. The guy deserved an Emmy for that look alone.
Well, even her face was even perfect. Her face was like
Brienne could have repopulated the giant community.
Yeah, seriously. Poor Wub Wub too, man. Speaking of giants,
One's my man.
Yeah.
I'll miss that giant.
Yeah.
All right, so that covers Bran pretty good. Where do we expect he's going to go? Straight to Winterfell?
Maybe it's going to depend on which method he goes goes through the wall. If he's going to go through the opening in the wall, if the Night's Watch are going to let him through, or if they're going to have to go under like they did last time. It also is going to depend on how fast Mira can carry his ass or drag his ass more accurately.
Yeah, she needs help.
Seriously, that kid needs to figure out how to fucking grow some legs and walk again.
Or get a wheelchair or some shit.
Well, it probably wouldn't work so well in the snow.
Yeah. It'd be better to pull him than that shit that she's pulling now. Just
get him a ski-doo or something, man. Let him just ride around in style.
I actually think he's going to show up to Night's Watch. I think that's where he's going to destined to be. Because my theory on the whole thing is actually, I don't see anyone taking King's Landing right now. I think the White Walkers are going to be the biggest threat. And I think at that time, I really don't think that Daenerys is going to King's Landing right now.
No, I think I know where she's gonna land first.
Yeah, and I think at this time we're gonna find out that there's bigger things afoot here with the White Walkers, and I think the White Walkers are gonna be the main thought of this whole season. Because
until the White Walkers can bring the wall down, there's not much of a threat from them at this point.
I think that's going to be the season finale of this season.
Is the wall coming down? Yeah, I think that's the best. Going to be the big moment in the season finale is the wall coming down.
What do we have? 8 episodes this short season?
7.
7. All right.
But so I heard something. I heard something for the final season for 8th season that the 6 episodes they're going to do are going to be feature length episodes. They're going to be 1 hour and a half, 2 hour each episode.
Yeah. Apparently, you said the last 2 episodes of this season were.
They're going to be each. Yeah, an hour and 20 each. It's going to be like The Walking Dead did with, they do those premieres at the beginning and they do an hour and a half show.
Yeah.
which is smart. You know, you're cutting back on budget costs and stuff, and you know, this whole deadline that we had before, and now they had to like kind of keep it, you know, because it was supposed to start in, I think it was May, was Game of Thrones like around, and then they ended up doing July now because there was like some problems with shooting or something.
Well, I heard part of the reason they had to delay it was because they needed to wait for the weather to change so they can film in the snowy conditions.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Winter is here, so
yes.
So that changed the shooting schedule obviously because we needed snow, and plus HBO just kind of sucks sometimes. They don't give the fans what they want. They make us wait. That's why we have a year to wait for Westworld.
Jeez.
Don't start us on that.
You get us hooked on something, then deliver it. Don't fucking string us out.
They're just like the evil drug dealers. They give you a little bit of the good stuff, and then like they'll be like, "All right, you're hooked for about another year. You can buy all the merchandise you want and buy it on DVD. Show your friends." And then they're like, "Oh,
in the year interim, watch a bunch of crap TV shows that kind of keep you interested before we give you the good stuff back again."
Yeah, exactly.
Before you get Game of Thrones, enjoy a new season of Ballers.
The worst show ever on HBO.
Jeez.
It's got The Rock.
Yeah,
he's so good. He's so talented. How he's never won an Oscar is beyond me.
You know, I just can't wait for Jumanji 2. It's going to be perfect, guys.
That followed by Rampage.
It needed a sequel. Was Jumanji?
Well, technically this is a prequel. They've already done a sequel in the form of Zathura. Zathura was more or less a Jumanji sequel.
Yeah.
The Jumanji 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. And you know, I can't wait for San Andreas too, because you know it's only a couple years before the second big one actually hits, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And probably in our Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Well, you could do an East Coast version, or perhaps he's near Vesuvius and that erupts again.
I saw a headline today. Speaking of Fast and the Furious, I saw a headline today something about Fast and the Furious 9 may take them to space, and if that's the case, then they completely fucking jumped the shark.
I think they jumped the shark after 4.
Way back.
I haven't seen anything. I think 4 was the last one I saw, and I didn't see 2 or 3, so I don't think I'm missing too much.
Way before Helen Mirren sullied her scorecard with the fate of the Furious.
They got Helen Mirren in the last movie?
Yeah.
Wow. How the mighty have fallen.
All right, let's back on track. Back on track. You with me now, Adam? Bring it in. All right, let's deal with the Hound.
I just want to say about the Hound was when he came back last season, it was the best thing ever. I like fell off the edge of my seat. I was like, "Oh, he's back!" The crazy, crazy Hound. But you know, like some of his scenes that he did, like especially the part where he just goes on a murdering rampage and kills all those people. Like gave my inner nerdiness to that show. Like, yes, kill Hound, kill. I'm glad he's back. I'm really glad he's back.
Yeah, I mean, I'd heard rumors that he didn't die. I mean, this is coming from book rumors and stuff, but you know that there was a character described that looked like the Hound that was seen like in a monastery farming somewhere or something like that. And with the way the show's cut out a lot of like sub stories and minor characters here and there, I was wondering if we were ever actually going to see him again. The fact that they brought him back, made me very happy, because I think there's definitely more to tell with that character.
Okay, I'm fine with the character coming back. Here's my problem. You bring in Ian McShane, goddamn fucking Al Swearingen from goddamn Deadwood, and you use them for an entirety of one episode before you string them up.
Yeah.
Well, is this going to help you? Because I heard they're bringing Ed Sheeran on the Game of Thrones.
Well, because he did such a great job on The Bastard Executioner?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, man, we live in a world where Trump is our president. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, we get Harry Styles in Dunkirk, so why not get Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah.
Yay, Brit pop stars.
I don't want to see that at all, but if it happens, what am I going to do about it?
God, hopefully he gets murdered in the worst ways.
Yeah, I want to see him go up against Gregor.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'd be okay with that.
Ed Sheeran like once through the head.
The mountain just crushes his head in.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way to go. Hold on, let me think about this. If I was going to kill Ed Sheeran in the Game of Thrones world, how would I do it? I think he could actually be walking on the top of the wall as it crumbled.
See, I would resurrect Ramsay Bolton.
It doesn't require a lot of dialogue. Just do.
See, I would resurrect Ramsay Bolton just to take care of Ed Sheeran. Give him the retreatment.
It'd be the best thing that Ramsay Bolton ever did for that show.
Yeah. The only time people would be cheering for Ramsay.
Maybe Melisandre's vagina ghost can come out again.
Ooh. Well, she need a king to fuck her for that, but.
Or we could bring the chick from American Gods on, and she can just suck him into her vagina.
That was a disturbing scene.
P.S. That's what that show does. So enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So where are we? Let's deal with somebody else.
Well, how about the Iron Islands?
Let's not get to them yet. Let's finish up with them. We have Arya left. Lady Olenna. All right, let's go with Lady Olenna and the whole Dorne connection.
Okay.
Lady Olenna shows up down there with the sand snakes, and Varys pops out of his fucking wormhole, and that guy gets around.
He does, man.
He gets around so fast.
There was a picture.
If Fast and Furious 9 was coming to Westeros, it would be all about Varys.
Yeah.
It has to be something that has to do with people's getting their dick cut off or something, because I'm serious. Like, how
it cuts down to the wind resistance.
Yeah, it probably is. He's like Michael Phelps, but on land.
Yeah.
Shouldn't he have passed Theon's fucking fleet in between all this traveling back and forth?
You'd think so. There was a picture my friend sent me after the episode. It was a picture of, it had Varys, and it says, "How long does it take to get from Marine to Dorne? It Varys."
Varys. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Varys, because
I'm going to take that one.
I still think it was a mistake, but because you can't tell me that the time it takes in the time.
Well, I don't know, because in one of the scenes before that, they talk about how they were still painting the sails for Daenerys's fleet, and they're still getting the ships already, and by the time they get back, everything's painted. All the ships have their sails.
Assume that the Greyjoys were hanging out in Marine for months while Varys traverses the Narrow Sea.
Well, I mean, look how it would have given Asha plenty of time to fuck around in Marine.
All right. I don't know. I think it was a mistake.
I'm sure it was. I mean, I'm sure there was a little bit of passage of time between those two scenes. We don't know how long, but
it could have just been the show's budget. It could have just been like, hey, look, we need to put this in, and you got to put it in quick. And they do that sometimes just to save money. So I can understand it. It's not something that I'm like, wow, they have to fix that. But
yeah.
No, I don't blame them. I'm just saying it's a mistake. They could at least own up and go, yep, we fucked it up.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah.
But I mean, I loved Lady Olenna's little bit there, when she's smacking all the little sand snakes down. Like, you look like a pissed off little boy. She's like, you have anything to say? Well, shut up. Let the adults talk.
You have anything to say? No? Good. You're a smart girl. Now shut up and let the adults talk. Yeah, she's great. And, now they have an alliance. The Tyrells and whatever the
Martells.
And they're all against the Lannister shit. Everybody's against the Lannisters.
Well, I mean, Olenna's got, a serious beef with Cersei. She killed off her entire family.
What? Hey, she hired Johnny Cochran and he got her off. That's all that was.
If the dragon blood does not fit, the dragon's fire does not fit, you must acquit.
She wasn't even there, man.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, so I mean, because Mace Tyrell, Marjorie Tyrell and Lancel Lancel are all
well,
not Lancel.
Loris.
Yeah.
Loris, yeah.
Too many L's.
He'd given up his name.
Well, Lancel got
was a Lannister.
He was Lannister, and he met his demise there too. So
yeah, it was a good time. I love the Dragon Spire. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, talk about your epic weenie roast, man.
You can only use that trick once.
Well,
like the next time you're on trial, if everybody's there and you're not, they're going to be like, "No, somebody go get that bitch."
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody out of the building until she shows up.
Yeah, right. She's coming in first. Yeah, all right. So they're gonna align, and obviously they have at least some army left, and they have some beef. So this is another possible landing location for Dany and her army.
I think I know where they're gonna land first.
All right. Well, what's your thought for landing?
They're going to Dragonstone.
I would think Dragonstone. Okay. And Austin, where do you think they're landing?
Actually, I'm actually thinking that too. Adam, you put it right in one.
Because I mean, they did live there for a while.
Yeah.
So
right, I'm gonna stick with Dorne. I'm gonna say they land in Dorne.
I mean,
I got a feeling
it's possible because
your team together. You got to bring the Justice League together.
Well,
so you got Team Greyjoy and you got the Imp, and you got to bring them down there to get with the Martells and Tyrell.
The Martells were already there. If you noticed at the end of the episode when Daenerys' fleet is setting sail, there are Martell ships in that fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they're already together.
Yeah, I think they're all ready to go. They're just putting like a little. I think they're going there just to put up camp. So it's easier for them to, go back there if they would lose than it would just like going all the way back.
Maybe that, and the Dothraki probably need to get off the boat every once in a while because they're fucking scared of water.
Yeah, they're terrifying.
I didn't even realize when I watched it the first time until I watched it today that they showed how they put the horses down underneath and then the Dothraki over them so that they were like riding with their horses in their boats.
Yeah. But if you look at the sails in the boats, there are Kraken sails, there are Dragon sails, and there are Sunspear sails. So all three of them are together, leaving Marine.
All right, so I think that makes Dorne an even better possibility for landing party. Maybe. I don't know. The Dragonstone is a rocky kind of area, isn't it? I would. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Dothraki would be better off in the sand of Dorne
before heading to the cities.
Right. I think you'd want to get them acclimated at least a little bit.
Maybe.
All right. Anyways, that'll carry us across the Narrow Sea, where we can deal with Dany and the Imp and Varys, who's in every continent.
He's everywhere.
And that'll leave us with King's Landing. Before we do that, let's jump on down to the Citadel.
Yes.
Sam Tarly.
And Gilly.
The man who is going to find out how to stop the White Walkers arrives at the Citadel, where the library is nice.
That's a subtle way of putting it.
It's nice.
If Sam had to give you the penthouse scale, he'd have gone full erect for that library.
True that. He was.
They kind of like did the whole Beauty and the Beast thing where they were just like, oh, look at all these books. He looked like a kid on Christmas. He was like, oh my God.
He's like, I should have come here 20 years ago when I was a kid. He's like, I could maybe have read everything.
I got laid and now I got books.
Well.
Yeah.
Isn't this the baby's name Sam as well?
Yeah, isn't it Baby Sam?
Yeah, he could have brought the baby to be like, Samba.
And he just needs somebody to smack his ass and get it go.
These are jokes, folks. I write this shit. So we finally get to see where the opening credits come from.
Yep.
That was nice. That was the best part about the library to me. Was like, oh look, a mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little more impressive than that, but my mom did that with like some coat hangers and some like bottle caps for me when I was a kid. So, same thing, buddy. So yeah, you all agree that he's going to be the one to figure out how to stop the White Walkers. I think we know at this point.
Yeah,
it's dragon glass and Valerian steel, right? That's
and dragons themselves. The dragon's fire.
Hey, we got 3 of those coming.
Maybe not 3. Maybe not 3 for long.
Well,
some of the 3 is going to make it, huh?
I don't think so. Well, there's one of the posters that HBO released, and it shows the Night King with a dead dragon behind him that he'd resurrected. So I think one of Daenerys, he's gonna find a dragon, or one of Daenerys' dragons is gonna go down, and he's gonna bring it back.
Well, have you saw the theories on like the ice dragon? Like some people have put up a theory about there's like this hidden dragon somewhere in the north. And because George R. R. Martin wrote this book before Game of Thrones, and it was called Ice Dragons, and they kind of think he's going to tie it into Game of Thrones.
Oh, so maybe
it's going to be like an ice dragon that's awakened, and they think Jon Snow or someone else is going to be the one that creates that. But I saw that dragon, and I was like, oh, maybe that's the ice dragon we were thinking about.
But see, there was a couple things in the book that they have conveniently left out of the show that also kind of lead to this theory. There's the whole thing of these dragon horns. Mm-hmm. That are supposed to be able to summon dragons. One of the theories is one of those is going to bring down the wall. There might be a dragon in the wall or under the wall that's going to.
Say, if you were going to hide an ice dragon, where would you hide it? I would hide it in the wall.
Exactly.
Bring down the wall. Free the ice dragon. Free the kraken, as it
because of how much magic there is in that wall. It's got to be. It can't just be a barrier. There's got to be something else going on in that wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that at least gives them a shot against the dragons, because I think if 3 dragons just roll in, it's over. And
just about. I mean,
that way. I mean, that would be the least climactic way to watch the Night's King go down. Is just like charge, fire, and it's just over. And
it's just over.
Like we had the Battle of the Bastards, lasted a full episode. This was like 6 seconds. Done. Yeah. And then, like, the dragons are just smoking a cigarette.
Drogon's just going to be sitting back and be like, yeah.
That was easy.
What were we fighting about again?
That you really fucking need us for this, Daenerys?
It's a waste of time.
Right, so, Danny is named the Imp, the Hand of the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That was
a good moment, yeah.
Yeah, I love Tyrion. Tyrion is by far my favorite character in the series, and I'm sure he's a lot of people's favorite character. Sure. It's just he is for all the shit he's been through, the fact that he's still around at this point, and he's still he hasn't changed. He's still his same self. Despite everything that's gone on, he is still the same character.
Well, and I think he's very important for the show. I don't know why, but like I really think that there's like a bigger like destiny for Tyrion, because he's cheated death a lot of times, and and then he's had to do things that he wasn't proud of, like seriously, like choking out his ex-lover. Like
she deserved that though, man. She was banging his dad.
She deserved it completely, 100%. But like, like picture yourself, like ex-girlfriends, like could you choke out your ex-girlfriend? Yeah, you probably could, because
but I have a few that I know I could. I don't want to get into Adam's state of mind, but I'm saying he could choke a bitch.
Yep. Okay. FBI's breaking on the door.
I think you're barking up the wrong tree on this one, pal.
But yeah, I think there's like this huge, bigger thing with Tyrion, and I think I have some things floating around and stuff, but like I think that he's going to be one of the biggest characters of the show, and it shows that because he's very intelligent when he's even when he's drinking. So we'll see.
I mean, it's like the advice he gave Jon, like in the first or second episode. He's like, "Look, you can't change the fact that you're a bastard." He's like, "Just steer into it." He's like, "Look at me." He's like, "There's nothing I can do." He's like, "I fucking own the fact that I'm an imp." He's
I think that brought a lot of character to Jon, because the thing is it kind of showed Jon that you should just get over it and deal with it, because you can't change it at all. And that was great. Yeah. And I think that's what's cool about Tyrion. He gives like that advice, and it's like, here's the advice. And
he drinks and he knows things. Exactly. And he's not afraid to share what he knows.
When he got Miss Andy drunk, and that to me, that's a life goal. That's # life goal.
But he still can't get them to understand a joke.
You got joke. Grey Worm gets joke. Good joke.
Yeah.
I like Miss Sandy. She's in I have a Mary Fuck Kill section we'll be playing in a minute.
Oh, good times.
It's an important game. All right, who's left? Arya. Okay, let's deal with Arya real quick. We finished up the imp, kind of, right?
I think so. I think we said what we need to say.
Way over.
Yeah.
Danny, did I leave anything on Danny here? Let's see. She named in the hands of Queen. She left her little lover guy and his 7 sons to clean up shit in Marine. She's like, hey, I want to thank you for the cock, but
I can't take it with me.
Here, I can't be seen with you, so bye.
Yeah.
And he kind of walked out. Are we going to see him again, do you think?
Probably not.
Will we see Jorah again?
I think so. I don't know what the capacity, but the fact that she sent him, I mean, unless I don't know if he is actually going to be able to find a cure for grayscale, because there is no actual cure for grayscale as far as anybody knows at this point.
Well,
maybe grayscale affects the White Walkers.
Well, they've kind of like dealt with that though, because look at Stannis' daughter.
Shireen.
Yeah, she kind of had it, but like we don't know really.
I think they might have. Like, I don't know how, if it might have been Melisandre or something, that they kind of wait at least kind of like curb its spread, but there was an actual cure for it. They couldn't, remove it from her.
She said, Melisandre said something about the fact that they spent X amount of, they spent all the fortunes of blah 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 trying to stop it, and
I mean, we may see Jorah again. Or as my friend and I call him, Lord Friendzone.
Lord Friendzone. No, you're really sweet, but no.
Yeah.
Or you see those pictures up on Facebook that's like Daenerys, and then there's a rock, and it's like Jorah.
I like him, but I don't know that he can add anything else.
Well, I mean,
unless grayscale again has something to stop White Walker, then I'm cool with it.
I mean, the only thing I can think of him being useful for is, he knows people in Westeros at least. That's about it. But Daenerys has, Varys and all this stuff like that. The imp.
Varys now.
Yeah. I don't know what role Jorah would play if he was to come back in the show. But I mean, if they're going to bring back Gendry, I mean, come on, anything's possible.
Well, he could be.
I think they're just bringing back to wrap it up.
Right, if
he came back,
he could be Bran's bodyguard. You never know.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're bringing back, characters they're bringing back, they need to bring back Hot Pie too.
I don't like that. Damn. We have Podrick. I'd much deal with the life of Podrick in a new series. If Pod had his own podcast, as you were, I would totally watch it.
When you have a chance, look up. Somebody did like a 80s TV intro for like Pod and Brienne, like a buddy comedy with Pod and Brienne.
It would be a good time.
The video's out there. It's pretty funny.
So I guess this leaves us with King's Landing to deal with,
and we found out why it's called King's Landing in this last episode.
King's Landing. I called it the leap of cowardice.
I don't think it was cowardice. I mean, Tommen was fucking hurt, man. His mom just blew up his wife and his father-in-law, and
pretty much everybody else he knew. Yeah,
and the church that he loved, the High Sparrow that he loved.
We all knew that it was going to happen because what that witch foretold. She was like, "Hey, all your kids will die."
Yeah, you're gonna bury all 3 of your kids.
But I think his death was probably the worst out of all because he just died, he just jumped.
That look on his face after he saw the church blow up just said it all. I mean, that kid was he lost everything.
Yeah, he had nothing to live for, and he didn't really have time. He didn't really do too much with his life,
Because as far as we know, he didn't get to bang Marjorie either.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had the chance and missed it, I'd fucking jump out a window too.
Well, yeah, I would too.
That would make me jump. I mean, that might have been what it was. Oh God, I was gonna hit that.
He's like, I'm never gonna find a girl as hot as her. I just might as well end it.
Yeah, right. So he takes his dive, and here's where things get a little cloudy for me. I understand that Cersei's got her new Meister guy.
Qyburn.
Okay, he's kind of a sneaky fuck.
Oh yeah, he is. I mean, he was kicked out. He was kicked out of the order.
Yeah, he's rough, and he brings back Robert Strong. He creates the Frankenstein.
Yeah,
and his little birds are pretty much more brutal than Varys's, as they will actually kill the fucking Meister with a knife.
Oh yeah, poor Pycelle, man. He got
Pycelle got it bad. So she blows everybody up in the Temple of Baelor with the dragon fire, which I'm cool with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But then she takes the throne and is like, nope, I'm fucking queen. Long may she reign.
Oh yeah.
But
how does her claim to the throne work?
Well, because she was the queen regent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because Tommen was still too young to actually rule, so she was still kind of in charge. But since the king and the queen both died, she's technically the most qualified, she's got the most legitimate claim to the throne as far as anybody in that family is concerned.
Which also she's defenseless now because she used all that stuff. And now when ships come in, she's done. She's done.
Blackwater Bay is that's a vulnerable spot again now.
Yeah.
Right. So Jaime arrives just in time to see her take the crown and be like, oh, no, this is a bad idea. And he's got Bronn in tow.
Yeah.
Bronn's having an interesting trip. He's ending up with fun people. Like, he partied with him for a while. Now he's partying with Jaime.
Yeah.
Because Jaime's got it, and he proved it. He's a hell of a wingman.
Oh, yeah.
He hooked him up at Castle Frey right before Arya slit Walder's fat throat. That was good.
Yeah.
So,
Frey pie, anybody?
Frey pie.
I don't think Jaime is happy with his sister's actions.
Well, again going back to the books, the book, because we're way past where the books are, but in the books, when Cersei was going to do her trial by combat for the church before it was outlawed, she wanted Jaime Lannister there because even though he can't really fight, she wanted him to be there for that. And he was still at the siege of Riverrun, and he's like, I don't want to go back. He was kind of had an ass full of his sister. He did not want to go back to help her out. So there's definitely some tension between the two of them, at least more on his side than hers. But yeah, so I'm curious to see how they're going to show that in the show. Because we didn't actually get to see them interact after her taking the crown, so that'll be an interesting to see how their relationship is, next week.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they open with them having a little chat. That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to find out that his other kid's dead now.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
Well, I think he got that when he saw her take the throne. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he wants some answers though.
Like, oh, wait a minute. What? Hold on a tick.
Wasn't our son wearing the crown?
Right. Yeah, he's not. So. And that's going to catch you up, everybody. I think we're caught up on everybody.
Yeah, I mean there are a couple of the things that Euron Greyjoy is pissed off at Asha and Theon for stealing all their ships.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a little bit of fallout for that.
I'm sorry, that wasn't in the 4 episodes I watched this morning.
That was good. I just want to know where they're getting the wood. I really want to know how they're going to get that wood. Because he was like, build me ships, and then you look over and there's nothing.
Yeah. The Iron Islands are pretty barren. Unless they're going to swim across to Westeros and start cutting trees down.
Yeah, someone's got to be calling Home Depot and getting some wood or something.
It's a rock, and that's okay. All right, so let's get to the questions I want answered.
Mm-hmm.
Who does Jon Snow marry? Adam.
I'm going to say Daenerys.
Austin.
I think Sansa, actually.
I'm going to go out, and I'm going to say Lady Marmont. Most strategic.
She's going to have her choice of suitors, man.
She's a beast. No, it's got to be Danny or Sansa. I lean towards Danny, but I can understand Sansa, especially once they get rid of this Ramsay seed.
Yeah.
Okay. Who will ride on top of a dragon? Danny, we get it.
Let's see.
See Jon Snow on a dragon.
I don't think so. Because here's the thing. The dragons are hot to the touch. So anybody touching, riding the thing's going to burn the shit out of them. And we know
Targaryen.
Well, we know he's not. He's not immune to fire because he burned his hands in the first season fighting off the White Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not immune to fire. The only person that is Daenerys. She's the only one that can actually ride a dragon at this point.
But are we sure that they're not just going to go, oh, we forgot about that thing in the early first season?
I mean, maybe it's just Drogon that's that hot. Maybe the other ones aren't. Who knows? And if that's the case, then I'm sure we'll see Jon on the dragon at some point.
Austin, who do you think's on a dragon besides Danny? Anybody?
It's pretty silly, but I think Tyrion, actually.
I'd love to see Tyrion on a dragon.
The reason why why I say this, and me and my brother fight about this all the time, but the part where she had the dragons locked up and he went down and unlocked them for her. They didn't eat him or anything. So I was thinking, I was like, why would they do that? Like, okay. And he's like, well, a friend of a dragon. And Tyrion talks about dragons throughout the whole series.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
as a child, Tyrion loved dragons.
Yeah. And he talks about, hey, Dad, could you get me a dragon and stuff? So, like, I kind of, like, have this weird theory that, like, he's sort of a Targaryen because you don't really know if Tyrell was his real father, though. They claim it is.
There's a theory that Aerys, Mad King Aerys, might have been his father.
Yeah,
because in the books,
that would make sense. Because that, like, how would Jon be? Okay, like when they showed Jon, the joy of the Tower of Joy, and it said like his mom died giving birth. I kind of had this thing, like I told him, I was like, they don't really show too much except for that baby. And what if it was another baby too? And they're going to kind of show that, but you never know. That's kind of, way out there. I'm grabbing, but
the imp is the shit left over from Jon Snow and their twins.
It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito twin story.
It's Junior now.
I also think I will see Tyrion ride a dragon, but
the only way Tyrion they're gonna have to like install like a little stand on the dragon for Tyrion because he couldn't sit on it. So they're gonna, like, it's gonna look like like a scooter, like with the handlebars. And he's just gonna be standing on it riding the dragon.
I just want to see his little feet flail and just be like.
I think we're gonna leave that part of it out and see he's going to ride the dragon because Bran is going to be warged inside the dragon.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That way, Bran, as the dragon, could control the temperature, bring it down, and allow a rider to ride on it.
I just want to say one thing about Bran's powers. If I could like control other people, I would do so much crazy stuff. I'm a terrible person. Like, I'd be like going around being like, that guy was an asshole in traffic.
You're gonna warg into him and have him crash his car.
You're talking to a guy who, if he had a superpower, would be, I want it to be the ability to control the way people shit their pants. Because it's hard to be really cool when I make you dribble as you walk across, So yeah, that would be my superpower. I could control bowel movements of other people.
It's kind of like Stranger Things.
The fecal eater.
The girl just makes that guy piss himself. So
exactly,
it's Captain Brown Shorts.
Yeah, I would totally make people shit their pants on a regular. It would be fun for me. You're running the Boston Marathon. You're in first.
Would it even be better if it gives him like trajectory, like right when he's going over the finish line, just.
Tom Brady would die at the end of every football game because of constantly shitting himself.
You just know where Tom Brady's been because you just follow the trail, right?
Yeah, I did Giselle. All right. Which war ends first? The war with the White Walkers or the war for the Iron Throne?
That's a tough one.
Or simultaneous.
I think we're gonna start the war for the throne, and it's gonna be put on hold for the White Walkers. And then once that's taken care of, they'll finish.
Okay, I agree with that. So you're going to say White Walker is dealt with, and then the throne will be returned.
Yeah,
and we'll deal with that to close it. So you think, all right, when does the White Walker War end?
It's going to end
at the end of this season, or are we saying the wall's coming down at the end of this season, and next season is just like a 7-episode mad rush to get to the end?
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that there's with as few episodes as there are left, they're going to have to move pretty quickly. So, they're either going to end the war this season with the White Walkers, which I think would be kind of sad, but it's entirely possible that they may finish that whole storyline this season, and that season 8 is the remainder of the battle for the crown.
Varys can get people around pretty quick, so
this is true. That guy knows how to move.
So we decided that Arya only has 2 people left to kill.
Although she only knows about one of them now, really. But
do we assume? Do you all think that Arya will get Cersei?
No. I'd like to see that happen, but I don't think so. I mean, if that does, it'd be a bit of a coup.
I kind of see Jaime doing it, though. It would be perfect for it. They kind of lead up into it. Because he's kind of like she's not on any good list, period. Now she had Jaime, now she doesn't have Jaime completely. The only person she has left is Franken Mountain, so
and Qyburn, yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, so
there's a lot of people that want her. Lady Olenna, the Sand Snakes, they want her dead.
Yeah,
Arya wants her dead. Daenerys wants her dead.
Jon Snow probably wants her dead.
In some way, Jon Snow wants her dead.
Yeah, and we already know that Jaime Lannister does not have a problem killing a king. So killing a queen would be just as simple for him.
Yeah. Well, she's going to name Jaime Hand of the Queen.
Right? Well, no, Qyburn's hand. Qyburn's the hand.
Yeah, Qyburn's
the hand.
He's already he was wearing the brooch at the end of the episode when she was being crowned.
Okay, well that. All right, then Tyrion for Hand of the Queen, 100%. Fuck Qyburn. He can go die. All right, let's. We're almost done. I only have one more question, and it's the Who'd You Rather game.
Okay.
So we're gonna marry, fuck, kill a few people here, and we're gonna start. I'm gonna start with Austin because he's our guest. Guests go first, so you'll play. Your choices are the M's. Melisandre, Missandei, and Lady Marmont.
Well, if I had to marry, man, that's really hard. Let's go with Melisandre would probably be the person that I would just bang.
As long as she kept the necklace on.
Yeah, as long as she kept the necklace on, we're good to go. Lady Mormont, I'm going to marry her.
Gentlemen.
And what was the last one you said?
Missandei.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to kill Missandei.
I will kill Missandei.
Adam, how are you playing that?
I would bang Melisandre. Lady Mormont, I love her, but that chick scares me. I messed up something one time, and out comes the sword, and I'm losing fingers or something. So, as much as I love her, I'd probably have to kill her off, and I'd take Missandei because I think that woman knows how to. I'm not saying I want that obedient woman, but she seems like she would be pretty chill to be around.
All right, I'm sad to say you all got it wrong. The correct answer is you fuck Lady Marmont. Because
that's sick, man. She's only 10, dude.
Younger.
That's why I killed her off, because I don't want to get in that jailbait scenario.
No, I'm all about it. Now go ahead. Call me Jared from Subway.
This isn't the first time you've been considered. Someone said you look like a pedophile, right?
Hey, whatever.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I didn't even know who the fuck you were, man.
You marry Lady Marmont, you bang Miss Andy, and you kill Melisandre.
Well, no, see, if you kept Melisandre around, if you killed somebody else, you can just have Melisandre bring them back to life, you know?
Yeah.
But I can go to Dondarrion for that.
Well, I don't know. Well, Thoros of Myr would be the one to handle that one, but yeah.
All right, well, then I'll go to Thoros. Whatever. I don't know. We're barely in the show. All right, well, next week we'll start getting some answers, and Game of Thrones will return, and we'll finally come to an end with one of the best shows they've ever done. Mm-hmm. I'm sad, but at the same time, I'm very excited. 3/4 right, and yeah.
As long as we don't get a Soprano ending.
Hey, man,
I'm sorry, I had to bring that up. It's an HBO show.
I have a tattoo right here. It says, I don't know if you can see it. It says WWTSD. It's what would Tony Soprano do? It wouldn't go to black screen. That's what he wouldn't do.
He'd sit in a diner. That's what he'd do.
Yeah,
I got that tattoo before David Chase ruined my life. Let's only hope that Benioff and Weiss are not Chase fans.
Yeah.
That they actually have an ending that George R. Martin can go, yeah, I'll fuck it up in the books, but. Do you think there's any possible way that the books end completely different than the TV series?
No, I think the endings are going to be pretty similar. It's just how they go about getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way book 5 ended and the way it kind of caught up where the show was, people were in completely different places. So I think the idea is that as long as the ending is similar, Martin doesn't necessarily care how they get there. Because there's a lot of stuff that's very different between the book and the show as far as who's where, who's alive, and things like that. So,
all right. Who's alive and who's dead at the end of this?
Oh God, I think Snow, Daenerys, and Tyrion
are going to alive or dead.
I'd like to say alive, but I could see that one going either way. You know, her quest for vengeance, it's going to catch up to her sooner or later.
Melisandre.
Dead.
Yeah, I see her dying too.
Cersei dead.
Of course. That has to happen.
That has to happen.
I could see Jaime making it out alive, although I want to see the Jaime Tyrion reunion because I'm curious how that would go.
The imp.
Oh, he's living.
Yeah, Tyrion's got to live.
I don't think so.
You think Tyrion's going to die?
Yes. I think Tyrion will die, like, if not the last episode, the second to last episode. Yeah, I think that's one death we will not see coming. And
yeah, maybe.
Exactly why it'll happen. Because he has no claim to the throne. There's no way Tyrion ends up sitting on the throne. So at that point, once the White Walker whole situation is done, his story's over.
And I could see him taking Casterly Rock.
He could, and we could see Tyrion living a long life and having the vineyard that he dreamt about with Missandei and Grey Worm. But I think it's more powerful if he dies.
See, if
I was writing it, I'd kill him.
Well, you know, or we could put the theory in there that someone came up with that 3 Targaryens will sit on the throne, which will be, you know, they put Tyrion as that, and they put Daenerys and Jon. So I think that might be a plausible thing. I would like to see that. That'd be cool. 3 people, like, you know, being
and again, going back to book spoilers. You know, I hope I'm not ruining anything. There is another Targaryen in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not going to say who, but there is another Targaryen.
Gendry, I forgot. Who's the other Targaryen? Don't fucking just tell me.
It was Rhaegar's son, who was supposedly killed when Castle Rock was sacked.
Yeah.
They actually got him out. So
a better chance of Humperdew showing up on the Iron Throne at the end of this. Hair Star arrives at Winterfell and is like, Nope, I'm in charge. All right.
I want the Saint sitting on the throne at the end of the series.
Oh, guess who's on his way to fucking New Orleans? All right. Anyways, speaking of that, tomorrow night, Adam and I will be back with the Saint Podcast, our Preacher recap. We talk about tonight's Preacher episode. I've watched it. Adam hasn't. It sucks.
I will do that in just a few minutes.
Except that it's
I get the East Coast feed, but it starts at 6 o'clock, and that's when I get off work. So
except it's not 1:15 in the morning where you are.
This is true.
It's for me. Hey, I really want to thank Austin for coming on.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. It was good having you.
Check out the classynerdtalk.com. I'll put some links up on our site for him. Really, thanks for coming out. I had a great time with you. Anytime.
Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Good. If you want to talk other shows, if you want to talk Walking Dead with us, we'll get you on Where's Carl? And yeah.
Carl.
Where's
Carl?
Carl.
I love Carl. Carl will be president one day. That's how that'll end. Maybe Carl will show up at or King's Landing.
There you go.
Or Negan.
Like one eye.
This little cowboy hat and
they'll like go up to Danny and like, you want to fuck? Oh no, I don't do that. I'm Carl. All right, that's gonna wrap it up. Anyways, until tomorrow night, love many, trust few, and do harm to no one. We'll see you next time.